Might be my arrogance, but ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for them shows and you study that pimp biology.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Holy shit, it's Dead on Dave Live. What is going on? We're partying like it's 2017 again. That's right. It's a long time coming. It's a long time coming. If you've been following what we've been doing on Twitch, we've been building to this. We've been putting out some actual recorded shows. I know, videos. Holy shit, we're making videos now. Look at us. We're going ahead and really pushing towards these live Sunday shows again. Fact is, I missed them, man. I missed you guys. I like doing it on Twitch. I do. I like streaming on Twitch. I like doing shows on Twitch. I like taking calls on Twitch. But, you know, we sat out. We checked out what was going on with Copa. We see that the world has not come to an end. So we're back. We're back and we're ready to refocus into it. And hopefully you guys remember and you'll enjoy what we're going to be doing. So we got a lot of new stuff. We're going to talk about everything and anything like we always do. But building to the Sunday show is now a unique experience, a Dead on Dave experience. Because all week you're going to get these Mush Puff Club videos. And hopefully you checked out the one that we did this week. Came out yesterday. Pretty damn good. Great editing by my editor, The Anonymous. Great job by him once again. And I like where we're going with it. I really do. I like that kind of dictates some of the stories that you're going to be seeing on the Sunday show. Two of the stories that we're going to be talking about tonight came from that show. One we didn't answer. One we're going to go into more in depth on. We're going to have a lot of fun. So it's also going to be a lot of interaction with you guys. We need you to call in. Calls, questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quips, quotes, likes, love, so much more. We need you. Big shout out to the chat there, Eric the Champ. Wild dork at you. Eric the Champ, your Pokemon card collection needs more game. Hook a brother up, man. Send me copious amounts of Pokemon cards. I'll open them bitches up again. I'm just waiting to get financially secure again so I can start opening up cards. But go ahead. I'll give you my fucking address. Send me them cards. Give me all them cards. What up, PK? How you guys doing? All right. So we got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to do the stupid trend from about 2 weeks ago, the 5 perfect movie challenge. I'm going to talk about. I picked 5. I picked 5. I actually painstakingly looked over movies today and picked out 5 that I feel in what they do, in their categories, in their genres, in their way, they are perfect movies. So hopefully you guys are up on that. You'll be able to come in and tell me my movies suck, and you'll give me your movies, and I'll tell you your movies suck, and then we'll laugh and we'll joy and all that good stuff. We also got beer chugs available throughout the stream. You guys give love, I will reciprocate with the chugs and maybe some other stuff as well. First thing I wanted to do before we really get into too much stuff is just give you an update, you know? Just give you an update in general. So I came back to from Germany about 2 months ago now. Got to spend 2 months in Germany, the holidays there. We were doing shows and everything. It was fantastic. Been back, and of course, coronavirus has affected me in some significant ways, once again, in the financial sector of life. But, you know, aside from getting into all the stuff that most of you guys who are with me every day on Twitch already hear about all the time, the last few days have been real invigorating to me. There's been the last like 10 days to 2 weeks have been real shit, but the last few coming out of the tunnel, man, and finding some really good things that are happening that could change some stuff for me personally, which is a good thing. And we got a lot of good stuff going into the future. Now, one cool thing that happened, which I didn't think was cool at all, was the laptop. My laptop died. And Carl and so many other people, you guys stepped up and you just were not going to let me be out of commission long. And I have to say, thank you for that. Now we got a beast of epic proportions, man. This thing is a monster. It's really amazing, and we're going to be able to do so much more. We're able to play more games than we were able to before. we're able to now edit. I got a better editing system. I can use better graphics. Things just look better, crisper. It's just good stuff coming out now. We're just going to be cranking out as much good content as possible. Looks like I got a little love there coming in. Red Comet Man with a big $20 bill, y'all. Let's get some hat changing going, because and that's a good way to start it off. That's a good way to start it off, Mr. Red Comet Man. Let me find this thing here. So this is actually pretty appropriate going to some long hair, because we got some rocking out to do. That's going to be the first thing that we are going to be talking about today, is a little bit of rock star stuff, man. Now, it's kind of funny because I have a connection with the band a little bit. Now, sometimes things just happen, and look at how the fucking hair picks up the light, and my green screen looks shit. I look like a ghost right now. I look like the the ghost of Weight Watchers future. Don't eat the donut. Trust me, kale's okay. No, it's fucked up. So thank you so much, Red Comet Man. I appreciate your face for that big little love there. Good stuff. So the hair works for the whole situation, because we're going to talk about Puddle of Mudd. Okay? Now, maybe you heard about this a couple of weeks ago. Maybe you missed it. Like a lot of celebrities, like a lot of singers and bands, people are trying to figure out more ways to get content out and do all kinds of interesting things. And Puddle of Mudd went on Sirius Radio. And honestly, I'm not even sure. It's possible that this clip is before Corona. It could have just resurfaced. That's very possible. If I was better at my job, I would definitely have give you the the exactitude of when that was. But regardless, Puddle of Mudd is one of those bands that you think about, but you don't think about. They've had 5 #1 hits. This is not a band that was it's like they were insignificant. They weren't. They had major, major hits. They're one of those bands that are kind of known for doing covers. They got a lot of different things out there. There's even a rumor that there's supposedly another band. I can't remember what. Not one of the masked bands.
Long live DODlive.
Long live DODlive. Long live DODlive. And I know somebody was clamoring for a Pikachu. Love seeing Dave drunk. We're not there yet, but I'll grab that brewski for you. Thank you for reminding me. Because I am inebriated already, just not drunk. Oh, look at Pikachu's all fucked up. Oh, my God. Look at that shit. Woo! Pikachu's El Diablo. Okay, this will be good. So, yeah, they do a lot of different covers and things like that, and Nirvana is something that they have covered in the past. It's not like this is something new. So they go on Sirius Radio and they do a live performance. That's the whole crux of this. And they cover About a Girl by Nirvana. And typically, that's not much of a story. Typically, that's nothing. Who gives a shit? It means nothing. It doesn't amount to nothing. Who gives a flying fornication? Well, then you take it another notch when you take into consideration that the performance was awful, some would say. Awful. Atrociously bad. An abortion to music, some might even say. Some might go as far as to say it's a crime against sound itself. It's pretty bad. Now, here's a couple things that I want to caveat, all right? I do think you should go watch the video in its entirety, the way God intended it, because the version we're about to listen to is slightly different for comedic effect. And I think you guys are going to really appreciate it, because we're going to play a brand new game in a second. And the game is called How Much of Wes Scantlin Can You Take in a Cappella? We're going to have some fun with that in just a moment. But there's a couple caveats. I love Puddle of Mudd. I hate Nirvana. I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me that Nirvana is one of the greatest bands in the history of music. You're not going to convince me. RealTalk couldn't do it. You can't fucking do it. Kurt Cobain, most of the time he sounded like he was trying to have sex with multiple cats at the same time. It's just the reality. It's how I feel. So I didn't think that the performance was all that bad. I'm like, that's a good Kurt Cobain performance. But look, we're also going to listen to a couple of previous performances of Nirvana songs, because this is just how he does it, okay? This is just how he does it. So here we go. Let's play America's new favorite game. How much of Wes Scantlin can you take? And let's go.
Easy friend, I do, with the head to hand, I do, thank you for this too, I do, but you have a clue, take it, then it's wrong, you hang me out to dry, I can see you every night, rain.
Come on, man. It's not much better. It's really not much better with music. Wait.
I do. Now, standing in your line, I do. Hope you have a time, I do.
He's committing. He is committing. He is going as hard as you fucking can. Fuck you, RealTalk. You're a musical genius, but you're wrong on Nirvana. Listen to this shit. And he's doing a good Kurt Cobain impersonation, too. That's the best part. This is spot on. Oh, we got another donut there. What's going on?
Shut that cancer off.
Wait. $35 from Red Carpet. Man, holy shit. What is happening? Thank you so much. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wait. It gets better. I promise. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Maybe there was just a little air in his lungs. Maybe. It's possible. We don't know. Maybe there was some exonerating circumstances. Maybe in the next part of the song, he starts to get it together. Let's give him a shot. Come on. This is Puddle of Mud. All right. By the way, good band. Great band, even. I love Puddle of Mud. Seen them twice in concert. Both through the Army. Once in Iraq, once in bomb holder Germany. Awesome. Really, really some of my best concerts I've ever been to. I'm not even saying that jokingly. I mean it. They're great. I love them. 5 number 1 hits, man. This is not a bitch band. So we're going to give them a chance. Come on, Wes. You're a pro. Bring it home for me.
Pick up number 2, I do. Keep on stay with you. Take it, finish well. You hang me out to dry. I can see you every night. Free.
By the way, this acapella version has less than 1,000 views on YouTube. The link's down below. How does this version have less than 1,000 views? How is it fucking possible? 1,000 views. That's all this acapella version has. It's brilliant. Hit that like button like people in the chat. No, it's not awful, Carl. This is goddamn brilliant. Yeah. Come on. The band. You gotta watch the video. The band staring at him while all this is going on is fucking priceless. They're not feeling it at all. Come on, hit it for me, Wes. Let's go.
Easy friend, I do. With that until land, I do. Pick up number 2, I do. Keep on, stay with you.
That's the most amazing thing. All right, now I actually wish that was the whole fucking story. You know, if that was all that happened, it would probably be enough, because that's fucking hysterical, man. It's really, really, really something special. But the story actually does continue, because backlash happened. And what is the rule of the internet when you do something that's obviously funny and people come and shit on you? What don't you do? Huh? What don't you do?
Take it, then it's wild. You hear me out to try. I can see you every night. I can see you every night. Straight.
I wasn't ready for that. I haven't listened to this version yet. I wasn't ready for that shit, man. I like this guy. I feel bad laughing at him as much as I am right now. This is some fucked up shit. Oh, but what's the thing? That note, man. That fucking note, dude. That, ooh, that note. That was a special fucking thing. But what don't you do when the internet comes a calling and tells you suck? You don't fucking respond to it. You don't. Who cares? Who cares? What you did is funny. Joke on yourself. It's okay, Wes. It's O-fucking-K. But no, unfortunately, a band I like, a person I like, has proven himself to be bitch made because he had to respond with this. I'm sorry that we scared Snap away. Rise above others who try to take you down. I'm at my best now. And that's all that matters. I pray for all of you because we care. Toxic people are a waste of time. We walk away with nothing but a smile. Hashtag rise above. Hashtag puddle of mud. Hashtag my best life. Hashtag love. Hashtag sober. Hashtag sober life. Hashtag toxic people suck. Hashtag family comes first. Hashtag music. Hashtag success. Hashtag good vibes only. Hashtag we rock. Hashtag famous. Hashtag our fans are better than yours. Hashtag rock. Hashtag rock music. Hashtag alternative. Hashtag alternative rock. Hashtag alternative rock music. Hashtag alternative rock band. And hashtag music. Oh my God. It's bitch comment of the year. Hashtag famous. Hashtag famous, motherfucker. Come on. Dude, you gotta be able to get your shit busted, all right? Look, I respect Nirvana, all right? I'm not a fan of Nirvana. I never have been. But I respect Nirvana. I respect what those 3 years meant to rock and roll. And the reality is they shaped a lot of musicians' lives, including Puddle of Muds. And maybe you don't know this, and if you've watched me in the past with the amazing music show we used to do that I can't remember the fucking name of right now, but that's okay, with Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, you would know that Nirvana is Real Talk's favorite band of all time. It's one of his biggest musical influences, and I think that's wonderful. Me, I didn't give a fuck. I was, when Nirvana came out, I was listening to the Beach Boys. I was into oldies music. I was listening to all 50s and 60s, man. It passed me by. And then when I got out of it at about 16, I went right into 80s rock. The victim of the atrocious slaying by grunge music led by Nirvana. So I don't have any love for Nirvana. I never have. However, I respect them. But I'm sorry, that's basically how motherfucking Kurt Cobain sounded. Look, man, I'm just being real. The dude had missing larynx in his fucking throat. He couldn't hit notes. He only knew like 4 fucking chords. He wasn't a good musician. He was a tortured soul that had a really good fucking look. The band behind him was amazing. Musically, the band behind Nirvana was incredible, and shown by Dave Grohl and what he would go on to do. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a great, great, great band. I just didn't like Kurt Cobain. So I think it's totally okay that this is how he does it. Now, I'm going to defend Wes a little bit, not for the bitch-made comments. He made his own bed. He's got to live with that shit. That hashtag famous, and he could hashtag shove it up his hashtag ass. That's fucking crazy. But I'm going to defend him here. I'm going to defend him here. What he's doing, and when you watch the videos, and not only this one, but some of the others that he has, you will see that he is holding his mouth a certain way. He's doing an impression. I mean, that's obvious, right? He's doing an impression. But that means more than what it sounds like it means. Now, I'm somebody, I like to dabble in doing voices, and if you look at my mouth when I'm doing these voices, sometimes I have to hold my mouth differently to make different sounds. The only way to make certain sounds is by holding your mouth a certain way. Now, the funny thing about that is I learned how to do that from basketball. Now, I was doing a really bad Cartman, and then I saw basketball, and in that movie, Trey Parker does an impersonation of Cartman, and I see how he held his mouth. And that allowed me to mimic it, and then, do this, hippie, kick you right in your nutsack, baby. You see? Oh, that was Erection earlier, not Eric. Thank you, Erection, for the $5 earlier. I appreciate that. So, watching what Wes did, and in these other clips that we're about to play, you'll hear it a little bit better. Watching what Wes did, it showed me that he actually is a skillful mimicker, because he was holding his mouth in a way that he was trying to make a reverberating sound. He was doing an impersonation. So that automatically gives me a little bit of out with him, where I'm not going to hold him as accountable, because he wasn't singing like himself. He was trying to do an impersonation. And I do think that matters. I think it kind of exonerates in a way. So here, I want you to listen to some of the other performances that he has. We're going to listen to a little bit, hopefully. Well, this stream's probably going to not getting monetized. But thanks to Red Comet Man and Erection, it doesn't matter. Another beer chug will happen. We'll go out on the stream after we get into our 5 movies and take your calls, questions. By the way, get into Discord. Get into Discord, get in the waiting to call. I'll bring you guys in. We'll be here all night as long as you guys got calls. I don't give a fuck. We'll do... maybe we'll do a double barrel at the end. We'll see. We'll do something. I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure something out. All right. But here, listen to this. Band's fucking awesome. This is Puddle of Mud. Again, another band that has an amazing musical section to them. But look, I like him too, though. I like his vocals. I do. But you hear the squeal? Did you hear the squeak? He still does it. And this is from fucking years ago. This is from a while ago. This is not new. These are videos from a while ago. He still does it. That's the impersonation. That's the impression. That's what he does. That's how he hears Kurt Cobain. That's what I found so interesting. And that's why we're talking about it today. Because there is something I've always romanticized about voiceoverists and the whole artistry behind it and mimicry and impersonations. I've always liked it and appreciated it. And because we're seeing the view of that person being shown, brought to life by another. We're literally seeing the interpretation of that person brought to life. And I find that interesting because that's shitty. And Wes Scantlin is a goddamn good motherfucking vocalist. And to me, that speaks to me. I feel vindicated today in my hatred of Kurt Cobain because a fan, someone who was influenced, somebody who needed Nirvana, even he did a terrible, terrible rendition because, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the whole underlying theme of this segment and the reason why I covered this story. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Cobain sucked. Yeah, he did. Yeah. All right, so was it overblown? Did people go too hard on Wes? Was it too much or just the right amount? If you want to talk about this, come on into the chat right now. I want to take calls on this. Then we're going to get into the 5 movies. But if you have a comment, a question, a concern, a pipe in, a snarky little comment, whatever you got, jump in the waiting call right now. And if there's nobody who wants to talk about the Wes Scantlin story, we're going to jump to the next subjecto. What's going on, Red Comet Man, Toxic Dome, Zanta Claus, Heyoka Archetype? What's up, dude? Eric the Champ, good to see you guys. All right, Red Comet Man's in the chat. Let's go ahead and see what he has to say. Red Comet Man, you got something to say about
What's
Puddle
up?
of Mud
Hey,
and Wes Scantlin? Hey, let me introduce you, fucko. Yeah,
Sorry.
I appreciate your money, but you'll still get fucking yelled at like everybody else. Ain't no bitch made shit here. I ain't no Wes Scantlin. No, what do you think about the Puddle of Mud concert that they did and Wes Scantlin's performance of?
Actually, I wanted. So you were talking about how Kurt Cobain wasn't a great singer, but his band behind him was really good.
Yeah.
So what in your opinion, what really makes a band? The frontman or the people behind them?
It depends. You know, I mean, we have things in history where look at AC/DC is a really, really, really good example because bands that have multiple singers and have success with both singers kind of go beyond. Now, yes, we could say that both of those singers were absolutely perfect for the sound. Bon Scott and Brian Johnson were absolutely perfect for the sound of AC/DC, but they're different style vocalists completely, but the band never changed. You see, so it depends. It varies from band to band, but in general, you want the whole package. And if sometimes a frontman is enough to elevate everything. Like, I personally don't feel Richie Sambora is a very good guitarist. I don't really feel like anybody else in Bon Jovi is a very good musician. I couldn't name the other people in the band, as a matter of fact.
I don't even know. All I know is Bon Jovi.
Right. Well, Richie Sambora is the guitarist. I know that because he makes the guitar talk like Peter Frampton. Womp, 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 womp. But Bon Jovi's the star. He's what makes Bon Jovi. That voice, that energy, that look, that fucking cum looking in his hair bullshit that he's been rocking that Chris Jericho ripped off. You know, it's it just is. It really depends.
He ripped off the short hair too.
Oh, Jericho rips off everything and then says he invents everything. I'm getting real fucking tired of Chris Jericho. Chris, call me up.
I can tell.
I used to love you, Chris. I used to love you. I've met Chris Jericho many, many, many fucking times. Anyway, stay on topic here. I'm going to go to Wild Dork in a second. What else do you have to say about this thing with the Wes Scantlin?
I actually got nothing else to say about this. I do got a letter question. I could come back later.
Yeah,
and
we're going to take open calls at the end of the show. Perfect.
Yeah, but
awesome.
Okay.
Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the love earlier, dude. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Have a good one, brother. Let's bring in the Dorkachu, man. Wow, Dorkachu, you're live with Dead on Dave. What do you think? You're a music guy. You give me some of the best covers. You're actually the expert. This is perfect. You're going to be on a terrible phone, but you're the goddamn expert. This is perfect. What do you think of Wes Scantlin's performance of About a Girl?
All right, well, like you said, I am an expert on covers, but I've heard some shitty covers in my day, and that one, not exactly the worst, but definitely not the best.
It's up there, though. I mean, like, live covers are a little bit harder to judge. I'm not going to be as hard on live covers, and they were live there. And I think that's fair to give them a little bit of leeway. Because Puddle Mud is a good band. I really want to stress that because I'm a fan. I've seen them twice. I love Puddle of Mud. Blurry is one of my fucking anthem songs. I fucking love that song. Got me through some shit, as a matter of fact. Puddle Mud was a big band for me. But this was bad.
Yeah, it was absolutely terrible. But let me direct you to a different cover that was done real recently as well in the same setting that I was told was going to be fantastic, but found out it just wasn't. It was the most recent episode of SNL at Home. The musical guest was Miley Cyrus, and for her song choice, she decided to play Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here."
Yeah. Miley had a couple of those.
Yeah, but I have a feeling she's trying way, way too hard to be Stevie Nicks. Now, by no stretch of the imagination am I a Stevie Nicks fan. I think she's awful.
Oh, see, I vehemently disagree with you on that. Stevie Nicks is a goddess, and you should be flogged for saying something ill towards her presence.
Hey,
You know what?
different strokes for different folks.
You're going to get 5 minutes of more West. You're getting West. You're getting the West treatment, buddy. You're getting some West.
And this is what, okay, fine, fair punishment, but can I finish my story first?
Yeah, go ahead, motherfucker. Yeah, you don't have to. I can cut you off whenever I want. But because I'm a gracious lord, because I'm a good king, yeah, I'll allow it as long as you keep this shitty attitude down. Go ahead.
Sorry, my lord.
There you go. Put some respect on that. Go ahead, man.
Anyway, so this rendition of Wish You Were Here sounded very much like Stevie Nicks impersonating a goat who was gargling battery acid.
Yeah, I heard it. It's not good. It's not good.
It's
not good.
Yeah, but Wes, I would say, is a close second for first place of last place.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, like, there's a lot of really bad performance. Oh, you know what? Mariah Carey's had some famously bad performances live.
Oh,
That Christmas thing that she did live, that was atrociously bad. So it does happen. Kelly Clarkson's also really bad live as well. Part of the reason why her talk show didn't work out. Did you know that Kelly Clarkson had a talk show for about 3 minutes?
Yeah, a hot second, and then it was gone.
I don't even remember seeing an episode. I only remember seeing the previews for it. I don't remember seeing an episode actually debut. I only remember seeing the previews.
Yeah, it must have bombed terribly.
Must have. And I like Kelly Clarkson. I would have actually checked it out. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. She could. I love Kelly. I think she could sing. You know, but yeah, it didn't work out. Poor Kelly, man. She can't.
I think she ended up taking a job as a. Didn't she take a job as a judge on The Voice or some shit?
Oh yeah, for a few years now. Yeah, she's been over there. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, she probably took that as a better paycheck and left the talk show circuit behind.
It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right, Dorks, you got anything else on that topic?
No, that's all I got, bud.
Mucho apreciado, mi amigo. Have a good one.
You too, brother.
Dorkachu, everybody. Wild Dorkachu. Mariah Carey's 2014 Rockefeller. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Dave. Listen to it on stream. I don't want to listen to it on stream. Mariah, see, if I start putting Mariah Carey music on stream, then I got to worry about motherfucking Nick Cannon. And because Nick still likes to talk about Mariah, and apparently even against the likes of someone like Marshall fucking Mathers, he gonna try to get lippy, even though Marshall fucked his woman while he was with his woman. So I don't want to deal with Nick Cannon and his diamond shoes and his wilding out ways. So I will not play Mariah on my stream. I protest. I won't do it. All right. So yeah, the Wes Scantlin thing is pretty incredible. What I think everybody should do after the stream is take this video and see how long people can listen to this.
Take it, spin it round. You hang me out to dry. I can see you every night. Rain. I do.
All right. Let's smoothly transition into the other topic that we have for today, which I think you guys are going to enjoy, man. Movies has always been a big thing here on DODlive. We talk about it all the time. Of course, Tobes is here quite often when we talk about movies. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get to hear this one. He didn't know, so he's not here. We're going to talk about the trending topic. This is the question that Carl G asked on the Mush Puff Club that I did not answer because it was far too much work. So instead, I decided to go ahead and put the work in later and put it onto the live show, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Now, after this topic, it's all you guys. It's your questions, your comments, your topics, whatever you got. We'll go as long as you give it to us. But let's get into my top 5. Actually, I'm going to call them the only 5 perfect movies of all time. You know, actually, I could have went way deeper with this list. I had to cut this down. I actually spent about 3 hours on this morning. I worked my ass off on this list because I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to just have 5 movies. You know, a lot of people are going to have the same 5 movies. We're going to see them a lot. I went a little different. I decided to go genre. So I picked 5 genres, essentially, and one kind of catch-all, the movie that you can't really place. And I went from there. So that's really what I did, Carl. I actually put work into this because, you know, I care about movies. I like movies. I love movies. I grew up watching film. I wanted to be an actor. I love this shit. And I've watched a lot of movies in my life. So here you go. Here is Dave's 5 perfect films. This isn't even on Twitter. This is a YouTube exclusive. Holy God. So I'm going to go with the movie that you guys are probably expecting to be on there. You all know. I fell in love with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for me, is... I'm going to still call it a perfect movie, even though I don't consider it the best Quentin Tarantino film. This isn't what that is. For me, The Hateful Eight is a better movie to me. Like, more enjoyable just on... It has more Kurt Russell. It has more Kurt Russell. But the story that Once Upon a Time tells, the way that it unfolds the version of Hollywood that we see, this golden age of television and movies, it's perfectly done. It's a perfect movie to me. Like, it cannot be done better. Now, that is true and not true, because it will be done better when later this year Quentin Tarantino releases the alleged 4.5 to 5 hour version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I will be watching relentlessly. Try to keep me away from that goddamn movie. Good Lord. So I'm very excited for that. That's going to be great. More Charlie Manson. See, more is not a reason to take away a perfection score. You know what I mean? Just saying it needed more, and if that's the only criticism that I can come up with, I'm not taking off the perfect score. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, perfect movie number 1. Now we're going to go to a little bit of age. My favorite comedy. Now, I actually kind of went back and forth on this. I had 2. My honorable mention in the comedy world is Some Like It Hot, which I do believe is another perfect movie. Marilyn Monroe, it was Jack Lemmon. It's a great movie. It's wonderful. If you haven't seen it, it's the birth of the bosom buddy style comedy. It's the originator. It has inspired so many people in acting, in drag, in so many different forms of performance art. It's just a really good movie that doesn't get enough love. But I bumped it for what I feel is one of the greatest comedies of all time, and arguably the greatest ensemble flick of all time. And that's It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. This movie had fucking everybody. It came out in the 60s, and it had everyone. Literally every major star. Every fucking major star in, like, music, movies, in TV from the 40s to that time in the 60s when the movie was made. It was just a juggernaut. It was a caper film, essentially, about this group of strangers that found somebody who drove off the side of the cliff that would give them some really vague clues of where there's a whole lot of money buried close by. And these group of people can't get along, and they decide to go on all kinds of different adventures to try and get there first. This movie would be remade and truly shown how great of a flick it is when we saw the remake, Rat Race, which I don't hate. I actually like that movie. As stupid as it is, I actually do like it. But It's a Mad, 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 Mad World is legendary. Three Stooges are in it. Jonathan Winters, Milton Berle, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Jerry Lewis. The list goes on and on. It really is an ensemble flick for the history of movies. So for me, that is, it was basically the first big ensemble. I mean, there were some other movies where people had kind of, especially in the musical world, we had already seen it in the 40s and 50s, where a lot of musical icons would come together and there'd be this ensemble, but not in the same way as what It's a Mad, 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 Mad World did. They brought so many people from so many different forms of entertainment, and some didn't have speaking roles. Some were. I mean, it really was a cool movie, and if you haven't seen it, it's something that you definitely should check out because it's still watchable. It still holds up. It really does. It's still Buddy Hackett. You guys like Buddy Hackett? I'm old. I'm sorry. Third movie, we're gonna go into the action, and I think it's considered an action movie. More of the underdog story. Rocky. Rocky is just perfect. I mean, honestly, it's a perfect movie. It's a story of trials and tribulations and one-hit wonders and all of this amazing thing that just happened on the streets. You know, just like this different mindset, this different lifestyle that we got to see in this very, 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 very rundown portion of Philadelphia, and this incredible story. It goes beyond just the movie too. You know, Sylvester Stallone, who famously did some fucking porn. Some say he did gay porn. Can't prove that, but the Italian Stallion name did come from a porn that he was a part of before he wrote Rocky. He was down to no money, went to a hotel room, knocked out Rocky in a few days. One of the greatest movies ever made. And it's a perfect film. It really couldn't be. Like, some might say, Rocky should have won. No. Rocky losing made it better. It's all he wanted to do. He wanted to go to distance with the champ. And I grew up a boxing fan. I'm still a big fight fan. I love combat sports. So this movie spoke to me on so many levels, and it still does. I'll watch Rocky any day of the week. So Rocky, easy shoe-in. That's going to be on a lot of people's list, I would figure, especially in the sports action type genre. Not the greatest sports movie of all time, though. Not at all. Bull Durham, I put ahead. But I don't know if Bull Durham's a perfect movie. You know what I mean? That's where the nuance of this conversation comes. It might be a better sports film, but I don't know if it's a more perfect movie than what Rocky was. I hope that makes sense, because it feels contrived, but I think it also makes sense. I think you can understand what I'm trying to say. Here's the one that I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say on, and this is in the horror world, which is my bread and butter. I grew up loving horror before anything else, before cartoons. And Carl, I agree, Rocky's good, but there's more perfect action movies. Yeah, I think there's more perfect action movies, but that's why I kind of sports, underdog, pseudo-action, because it's an action film, but it's not an action film like Terminator 2, which I would consider a more perfect movie in the action world. You know what I mean? The Rocky sequels were fine. 2 I loved. 3 was a little rough, but a really good ending, and I dug the story of trying to revamp everything and bringing Apollo back into the fold as now a full-blown ally was a really smart move, because Carl Weathers is awesome. Rocky 4 is one of the most inspirational movies of all time. If you don't want to go punch a Russian in the face after that movie, there's something wrong with you. 5 is an abortion amongst the highest order. I have given Halloween 3 a chance. I have given Nightmare on Elm Street 2 a chance. I've given so many movies that are abysmal sequels chances and actually have fought for them. This movie, no. Rocky 5 is a dog shit sandwich, plain and simple. Balboa is very good. I love Rocky Balboa. I'm not gonna lie. Can't lie. I did. I liked Rocky Balboa, and the Creed movies are both brilliant. So, all right, the horror genre. This one was hard for me, but it became very easy very quickly. Halloween reboot. 2018, Halloween, the remake. That movie is phenomenal. Now, it's rare when a franchise will go total reboot. Like, actually decide, okay, after this movie, nothing else actually happened. We're going to rewrite the canon. And that's what they did in 2018. They took the original Halloween movie, which was designed to be a standalone flick, which made no reference to Laurie Strode being familially related to Michael Myers. There was no Sam Hain references. There was nothing. All of that was added in the sequel, in 2, the hospital one, which a lot of people mistake was part of the first movie. It was not. The hospital movie was completely on its own, and then they went a total different direction with 3. Then that movie bombed. Nobody liked it, so they went back to the well and brought Michael back in a new way, and they brought a new protagonist, the new little girl, and it was a shit sandwich, and they never really got the franchise back on track. H2O was a really good attempt. I enjoyed it. Bringing back, Jamie Lee Curtis, who I love. They tried to bring her back again, and this time they killed her in that really terrible movie where, who was it, Exhibit or Method Man? It was one of them. I can't remember which one. One of the rappers from the 90s. I can't remember who it was. Busta Rhymes. I think it was Busta Rhymes. He fought Michael Myers with martial arts, kung fu. Can't make this shit up. It finally all got corrected in 2018 when this movie came out. It's perfect. They rewrite the entire narrative. Everything that happened after the first movie never happened, and they went, including the Rob Zombie versions. First one I liked, Red Comet Man. Second one's an abortion. Can't stand it. So they write out everything, and boom, they throw in what actually happened, that Laurie moved on with their life after some time, had a family. Michael was arrested that night. He was put in jail. He was in a psychiatric hospital the entire time until this night where he breaks out once again and goes after Laurie Strode again and goes on another rampage. We don't get answers as to why. There's no resolution. There are going to be 2 more movies in the franchise, which I'm a little worried about. But you guys, this Halloween remake is fucking incredible. It's so good. It's violent. It really is. But it still has the bones of, it is still Halloween. It is essentially that same movie in some regard, but done in a different way that makes sense. That same terrifying presence that Michael Myers gave me as a child, the serial killer that just didn't stop. He just kept going no matter what. There was something inherently terrifying about that didn't need to be supernatural. And that's what we got once again. Nothing supernatural about this Michael Myers except for one thing, the mask. They allude to the mask potentially being haunted or possessive. There's a scene in the movie that really throws everything for a curve as far as what might actually be happening with the evil of Michael Myers. You just got to watch it. It's a great flick, and I really do believe it's the best of that franchise. And to me, it is the most perfectly made horror movie I've ever seen. Some might argue movies like Suspiria and stuff like that, but this movie really knocked it out of the park on another level. And because it's an old story being retold again, there was a very high probability of failure. Jamie Lee Curtis came in and absolutely smashed it. The 2 other women that they brought in as her contemporaries, her family, they smashed it. Michael Myers was menacing and terrifying as ever. It was great. It was a great movie. I recommend it to anybody. So there you go. Those are my 5. If you want to give me your 5 and anything else, now's the time. I turn the show over to you. I've been talking forever. Now I want to give it to you. So you can call and give me your 5 perfect movies. You can talk about anything you like. Now's the time. Jump into Discord. Give me your calls, questions, comments, concerns, hopes, streams, quips, quotes, likes, loves, and so much more. And while you're going in there, allow me to give you a quick message from our sponsor. That's right, Sniplord. If you need some art done, whether it be a profile picture, emotes, or just some sketches and random art for your personal enjoyment, Snaplord is the person to go to. Her commissions are affordable and efficient. And when you go to her, you get something you don't get anywhere else. You're going to go and get yourself not only the art, but the journey. You'll get this wonderful time-lapse video of your art being made, included with a little thank you from the artist herself. Check her out. Commissions are open now at Snaplord on Twitter. Go check her out. Couldn't find the button. There we go. All right. So we'll give you a few more seconds if you guys don't have anything to get into. If we don't have any callers, I'm not going to gild this lily. I'm going to get the F out of A. And then we'll go over to Twitch in a little bit, more than likely, after I get some food in my suck bucket. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you being here. And because of YouTube's policies, I'm not going to hit this thing on the air. But if you come on over with me on Discord, I'm going to drop down to one of the hangout calls, and I'm going to rip this bitch in there. And you can come in there with me and hang out and listen to me almost die from smoke. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out. I greatly appreciate you. Dead on Dave Live is back. And remember, go watch the new Mush Puff Clubs and give me more questions. I need mucho questionos, more questions. Anything you give me a question about, I'm going to give you an answer to in the new Mush Puff Club. But I need more questions, so go ahead and give them to me, okay? I appreciate you. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Keep it copious, folks. And remember, as always, social distance, bitches. Bye.